everybody, today I'm at Versailles State Park in Versailles, Indiana, and I am parked at the Oak Grove Shelter parking lot. You can pick up Trail 1 here. I'm going to do Trail 1 and 2 today. Both fairly easy trails. I think combined mileage is only 5 miles, but we're just doing a short day hike today. It's beautiful weather out, so I thought why not get out and enjoy it. So if you ever get over to this area in Versailles, it's a great park. They've got I believe 3 hiking trails. Distance is probably maybe 8 miles total, but they've also got some great mountain bike trails. I'm not sure on the total mileage. I know they've added a couple new ones. I would say it's probably pushing 25 to 30 miles total for the mountain bike trails, which you are allowed to hike on, as well as some horse trails too. Not sure about how much mileage they have on those, but I've never hiked them myself, but I know that you are allowed to hike them, so that's probably on one of my lists since I live fairly close to the park. So hope you enjoy the video. Okay, on the start of the trail, you can come to the information board here. They've got maps and different informations about the park. You can also pick up a map of all the trails at the gate entrance if it's open, or the office right at the gate entrance. So from the information board, just walk down over the hill here and you'll see the white sign, designated hiking trail. That's the beginning of the trail. It's just a small little spur trail. It's going to put you out on trail number 1. From that way you can decide which way you want to take the trail, right or left, doesn't matter. No specific direction, just go with whichever you choose. Okay, just come out on Trail 1, you come back behind. That's the Oak Grove Shelter right there. You'll come up on this, I'm not really sure what this is. Looks like an old water fountain or something at one time. But you'll see a trail marker here. It says to Trail 1 and to Trail 2. I am going to attempt to pick up Trail 2, which should be to my right here, straight ahead. And if my memory serves me right, I should loop around back to Trail 1. I can pick it up at the bottom of the ridge, and it should cross over the road and continue on. So hopefully I'm correct, because I was a pretty smart person this morning and this afternoon and didn't bring my map with me. So hopefully my memory is serving me well. Alright, looks like we're coming up on a trail marker now, and so far so good on my memory. It's been a long time since I've hiked these trails, but we are still on Trail 2. So hopefully we can maintain this trail and loop back around and hit Trail 1. Okay, on Trail 2, This, I believe, is where the split is, where it does the loop. You can go to your left or to the right. I believe this is the part that'll actually make a loop. So we're going to go to the right. I should come back out over here on this side of the campground. And then we'll go back where we came from, just maybe not even a quarter mile back to the junction of 1. And then we'll complete that loop as well. Okay, still on Trail 2, coming up to our first road crossing. Trail 2 is also referred to as the Orchard Trail. So basically you come to the first road here, road crossing we're going to have. And this road just leads back to a campground, one of the camper campgrounds there. But if you just hang to a slight right, you'll see the information board, and that's where we'll pick up the rest of Trail 2. So for the most part here on Trail 2, and same goes for Trail 3, they pretty much just kind of hug the campground and that, which is convenient for campers and that. If you want to get on one of the hiking trails that are a little more away from the campground and a little more back in the woods, per se, Trail 1 is definitely going to be a better trail for you for that. Or even better, is get you a good map of the mountain bike trails, and you can work together some pretty good loops and get some pretty decent mileage. They're all marked mileage and the rate of difficulty, so you can put some really good loops together, just depending on how far you're wanting to go that day. All right, so that's just about to complete the looping part of Trail 2. We're back to the road crossing. Let's come up here and hang a right. You see the trail markers across the road there. And this will lead us straight back to Trail 1. All right, we are back right where we started on Trail 1. We actually came down this trail here from the parking lot, and we went that way to get to Trail 2, did that loop. Now we are going to continue this way on Trail 1. All right, just to show you all this, a couple hundred feet from where I just turned the camera on, where I showed where we made our first split from the parking lot to get to Trail 2. Come up on this trail marker, and you can continue straight or to the right. This is the loop out and back for Trail 1. So I am going to take it to the right. We'll loop around, and we should be coming back that way. All right, coming up on a road crossing here. Just a little side note, where I turned right back there at the post that was showing Trail 1, if you go back down that way, the way I came, it will bring you right back kind of where I came from Loop 2, and it'll take you back past the Oak Grove shelter, and then you'll kind of hang a left and go down the ridge all the way down to the road. So if you're kind of wanting to do the same loop I've done, get a map and pay attention to where you're going. I totally forgot that I should have turned right instead of going all the way back to where I started from. Probably only cost myself about 2/10 of a mile, but to make a more clear loop, that would have been a better choice. Also, some of these trails aren't marked real clear. Sometimes you come to an intersection and if you don't know where you're going, you might have to kind of guess. So definitely, if you are not familiar with the park, get a map, study it, plan your loop out. I don't know how really lost you would get. The actual park part isn't that big. You would eventually come out on a road or something. You wouldn't have to travel very far to get to it. Versailles Park, I believe, is the second or not the biggest park in the state of Indiana. As far as land goes, the amount of land that goes with the park, I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me on this, but I think Brown County is right there with it. As far as land and that, the size of the park. It's a really nice park. They keep it well maintained. The trails are fairly well maintained, except for could use a little bit more signs, guys, to, you know, point the guys who aren't as familiar with the park in the right direction. It's got a really nice lake on it. I believe it's 260-ish acres. It's got great fishing, crappie, bass, bluegill, catfish. It's fed by Lothary Creek, so it's a great fishery. If you like to fish, you can come out and fish it. You're also allowed kayaks. They rent them here, and rowboats. The lake is electric motor only, so it's got to be a smaller boat, or if you got a bigger bass boat, you can kind of get around the lake with your trolling motor and that. So got some shallow spots you'll want to watch out for, but other than that, it's a really great park. Sometimes when life's pulling you down, all you need is a good friend to lean on. All right, we're still on trail 1 here. We're gonna come up to this intersection. If you're not familiar with this area, which way do you go? Well, I've been on this trail a few times, so I know, but post is laying here. Unless somebody broke it off. Doesn't look like there's any trees laying around and what knocked it down. Basically, if you get to this point, if you hang a right, this goes maybe, I'm thinking maybe a quarter mile tops, not even that, to the top of that next ridge, and it pops out at the end of an old road that's closed, and it's kind of, people could park back there at the end of the road and use that as a trailhead. But to continue our loop, we are going to go left, and that'll loop us back around all the way to the parking lot. All right, nearing the end here of trail 1, coming up on our second road crossing on this trail. Pretty easy one to follow. Trail 1, I believe they call it Old Forest Trail. So that or trail 1, it's marked both throughout the trail. But we'll cross the road here, pick up the trail, and we shouldn't be too far from the trailhead where we started. Right back to the trailhead where we started. Leads right up to the parking lot. Back to the information board. Mission accomplished. All right, everyone. Well, that was trails 1 and 2 here at Versailles State Park, Versailles, Indiana. If you have any questions about the park or comments, feel free to leave them below. If you like this video, give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can also check me out at Instagram. It's at Carlson_Adventures. Thanks for watching.